Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the Ahchyam teaching about the Mayam Wa'amat. That's in sincerity and truth. It's the brother Yachazak from GMS Dallas. And I just wanted to get into this quick video. I got a couple precepts that I want to add to this video. And then just go ahead and cut it off real quick. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. It says, the thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything, therefore, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things to come with those that shall come hereafter, that shall come after. Now, the reason why I want to pull this scripture is because we are watching the decline of Babylon the Great, which is America based on the scriptures and prophecy. And the old days. See, Rome went out the same way. And you can pull up all kind of articles comparing America to ancient Rome. You see? And I'm just going to play this video. And then I'm going to read a couple other precepts. And then I'll let you guys and girls go. Oh, boy. This is amazing. All right. Let's go.
Empires do not begin or end on a certain date, but they do end, and the West has not yet come to terms with its fading supremacy. At the end of every empire, under the guise of renewal, tribes, armies, and organizations appear and devour the heritage of the former superpower, often from within. In his essay, The Fate of Empires, the soldier, diplomat, and traveler Lieutenant General Sir John Glubb analyzed the life cycle of...
Now, keep in mind, when you understand prophecy, you understand the prophecies within Daniel, where Daniel was talking about all these kingdoms, you see? And the Roman Empire was that fourth beast. And they went down, pursuant to Revelation 20, and they were raised back up for a little season, you see? But when you look at the similarities of the ancient Romans to now, with them being revived during the so-called Renaissance, you're going to see these similarities, right? You're going to see the things that were going on back then, and you're going to realize that these same things are going on today. The only difference is the clothes changed and you got iPhones.
Empires. He found remarkable similarities between them all. An empire lasts about 250 years, or 10 generations, from the early pioneers to the final conspicuous consumers who become a burden on the state.
All right, consumers that become a burden on the state. You seeing that now. You see all these so-called Americans, a.k.a. Romans, a.k.a. Babylonians, right? It's all about consume it. Consume. To the point now to where the elites have for years called these people useless eaters, right?
6 ages defined the lifespan of an empire. The age of pioneers, the age of conquests, the age of commerce, the age of affluence, the age of intellect, ending with bread and circuses in the age of decadence. There are common features to it.
Now, bread and circuses came about during the time of Rome. Bread and circuses, right? Decadence, eating, grubbing, triple meat. You know what I'm saying? Man versus food, right? Then you got the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, the Soccer World Cup, right? They even made poker a sport now. You got shuffleboard and all these other things that are part of the Olympics now. You see? All kinds of distractions.
Free age of decadence. An undisciplined, overextended military
All right. Undisciplined, overextended military. You see, don't ask, don't tell. You got women in the military. They overextended. They everywhere. You see, they set up garrisons everywhere they go. They can't keep at home. You know, false flags, just so they can take over a place, and they put their military in all these places. All right. That's why they try to come up with robots and missiles and all these other different things, because the military is spread so thin, just like it was back then.
The conspicuous display of wealth.
Right? This display of wealth. Everybody want to show what they got, chasing the bag. It went from lifestyles of the rich and famous to cribs to all these things, and people want to show off what they got. You know, ridiculously high paid athletes. You know, here it is. You live in a society. Where you have trades. You got mechanics. You got plumbers. You got all these different jobs that are necessary. Yet the highest paid men in the world, outside of the elites, are these athletes. You know what I'm saying? Bouncing a basketball and dunking and, you know what I'm saying, scoring 40-yard touchdowns and shit. These dudes are damn near worth billions. Okay?
A massive disparity between rich and poor. A desire to live off a bloated state. And an obsession with sex.
And an obsession with sex. You see? They teaching in kindergarten. They teaching 6 and 7-year-old children sex. Right? Man sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. Right? You got this whole transformer situation. You see? Everybody's putting their rides where they don't belong. You know? It's just an all-out freak fest. You see? We call that flood behavior here at the Dallas camp. You see? The Lord said he was going to destroy. The Lord let know that he was going to destroy everything. You know what I'm saying? Wipe out all these people. Because they had got to the point where they were doing too much. All right? And we're going to pull that too. That's one of the precepts I got in mind.
But perhaps the most notorious trait of all is the debasement of the currency.
Man, that's why I say in the Apostles and Elders at Great Millstone, for the longest they've been going into the dollar and going into all these different things. You see, understanding money, understanding that the dollar used to be backed by gold and silver, now it's backed by nothing. Understanding that this up and down stock exchange and all this is all madness. You see, scriptures talk about, oh, how are ye inhabitants of Mektesh? You see, Mektesh is the modern day stock exchange. You see, this up and down and confusion, and 1 minute you up, the next minute you down, right? And keep in mind that the scriptures in prophecy, it talks about rich and poor. You see, rich and poor, ain't no middle class in the prophecy. You see, so you can expect that. I would say you can expect to get that out your head. The middle class they've been working on the middle class for years now, and they just about done.
Both began on a gold or silver standard, long since abandoned. Rome was no different.
So it started on a principle that was very sound, and it was on a silver standard. But as it corrupted further and further and further, the Roman denarius got to the point where it was basically a copper coin, and they learned how to plate, and it was washed in silver, and in circulation the plating came off. And at the end, all the senators that really did at one time represent the people only were interested in representing how much wealth they could steal.
That's what I'm saying. You see, back then it was the coin. You see how they would take copper and they would transform it and all that. Now it's a dollar. It's paper. They can continue to print paper as long as they want. You see? And the thing is, when it comes to the devaluing of the dollar, you see all these prices going up. You see? Something that used to cost $5 now costs $15. You see? And the reason for that, the prices are going up because the value of the dollar is going down. Okay?
Great empire wealth always dazzles, but beneath the surface, the unbridled desire for money, power, and material possessions means that duty and public service are replaced by leaders and citizens who scramble for the spoils.
Historically, all the signs of of the demise of empire are beginning to develop. Some are more trenchant than others.
Now keep in mind, you got the self-proclaimed white man. These dudes up here, they showing the similarities and talking about how these things are going down. They're not even using the scriptures. They looking around what's going on today and going back into the history and doing research. This is based off the scriptures. This is based off prophecy. What's going on? You see, that's why the prophets had to be well versed in everything, man. You see, we don't have to know every single thing. We just need to know a little about everything that's relevant. You see.
This current financial and economic crisis, that sort of thing always accompanies the demise of empire.
The people of Rome were constantly being distracted by the gladiatorial events. And
that's what I'm saying, man. Now football is all year round. You got the football season, then you got the draft, then you got the off season. Same thing with the NBA. Who gonna play for who? Who getting traded to who? Is KD gonna finally do it? Is LeBron gonna get another one? How about Steph Curry? Right? All these things that don't matter. You know, now we watch these things for entertainment in our downtime, but we understand that this ain't the end all be all. You see? And we can also understand that these athletes of today were the same as the athletes back then. You see? You got these ridiculously high paid athletes now, just like you had back then, which is representing the end of this thing. For you to give $300 million to a basketball player who can barely fucking dribble, you could tell that we in the end times.
The politicians knew that they did this. Whenever there was unrest among the people, they had a huge event going on. And they created a new event with lots and lots of gladiators. And every day we're doing that. That is a common trait of declining empires. And so today in the United States, for example, you find a tremendous emphasis on all kinds of television programs that distract people from what's really going on. Sports is a big part of that, as it was in gladiator times. In essence.
Yeah, and think about this. They don't just stop at sports as far as entertaining people and distracting people. You see, you got cable. If you got cable, they give you 300 channels and on nothing beyond. You see, you spend more time flipping through channels than you do actually watching the show. And then when you do watch a show, it's all filled with witchcraft and madness and all this other stuff.
We've been lulled into a lethargy, and we've accepted it.
Just as our sports stars today earn vast sums, so did Roman charioteers. In the 2nd century, one by the name of Gaius Appuleius Diocles amassed a fortune of 35 million sesterces in prize money, equivalent to several $billion today. Strangely, perhaps, there's another profession that is disproportionately hallowed as an empire declines. The Romans, the Ottomans, and the Spanish all made celebrities of their chefs.
And this again,
they all made celebrities of their chefs. You got Food Network, the next Food Network star, the next Master Chef, you know. And when you watch these shows, although they entertaining, they got demons on them. You know what I'm saying? You got a chef, just because you can cook, you think you can treat people like shit. You know, you made a superstar because you can cook. And you notice you didn't see no Jakes up there. You know, unless they speckled birds, you know. You might see a speckled bird chef here and there. But at the end of the day, this is what was going on in Rome during their decline, okay?
and is typifying the end of an empire, where things were so great, we have this last oomph of momentum that we used to be great, and we felt great, and we don't feel it anymore. So everyone is out searching for it. Well, maybe it's in the best food, or the best clothes, or the best music, or the best movies, or a reality.
Just like King Solomon said, all this is vanity. It's all vanity.
TV show or another magazine. But you can never get enough of what you don't need. What you need is a strong moral conviction that is pervasive throughout the society, and integrity reigns.
There's a vast apathy. There's a vast amoralism, even a political nature to it. That is to say, there are vast numbers of people who don't give a damn. And so there's this natural, I suppose, entropy. Any living organism, which an empire is, of course, over time dies. Question is, how does it die? Does it die a violent cascade of events, or does it die over a long period of time?
The baby boomer generation were born into this age of decadence. Perhaps unwittingly, they've broken the unspoken intergenerational contract. Through unfettered consumerism, spiraling house prices, and a desire for eternal youth, the baby boomers have squandered future generations.
Yeah, this desire for eternal youth, you know? And I'm going to tell you like this, man. I don't give a damn what you do to your face. No matter how much you pull it back, no matter how much you chop and cut and do all that, these people that's doing all this, like the white woman. Every time you look up, she cutting on her face and doing all this different shit. But the way to tell that a white bitch is old as fuck is look at the bitch neck. Look at that bitch neck. Gobble gobble like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Wrinkles all in the neck. That's what I'm saying. You took all this time and money to smooth out your face when your neck need to be ironed and steamed and pressed. Shit's ridiculous, man. You see? BBLs and all this other stuff. Body parts that don't match. You know? You're not winning with that big old ugly ass booty.
Inheritance.
My generation, the generation right after my generation, I think we forgot that little phrase in the preamble to our Constitution, which says, and our posterity. All of a sudden, it became us, period.
The baby boom generation, which I'm a part of.
Yeah, this is the most selfish generation ever. The most selfish generation ever.
Has gone and done the biggest misallocation of capital in the history of mankind. We have had cheap oil, or cheap energy is a better way to phrase it. We've had an abundance of ideas, and we have chosen a system and perpetuated it that is probably one of the worst ways to use the blessings that were bestowed upon us. And we are going to pay a price for that.
Human beings.
Now you see that price that's going to be paid is going to be utter destruction. That's why I wanted to get Noah. Because during the time of Noah, it got so bad, you see, that the Lord flooded everything. Now when you get into 2 Peter, it talks about this particular portion of history is reserved unto fire. You see? Now let's get that out the way. Yeah. All right. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Okay? He found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Right? Genesis 6:13. It says, and the Most High Yahweh said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. All right? Thus did Noah, according to all that the Lord had commanded, so he did. Right? And that's why Noah built that ark. Spiritually, we building that ark now. You know? And that's where we are. All right. Let me see. All right. Reserved fire. All right. This is 2 Peter 3:7. All right. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. You see that? You see that? The flood behavior is now going to become fire behavior. You see, these people are off the chain. Pride go before destruction. All right? Pride go before destruction. All right, let's get that. All right. All right, Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. We live in a society where a man can chop his rod off and want respect. we live in a society where a woman can think she a man, not be able to cover up none of them curves, and want respect. She already taken my nigga, that's my girl. Are you serious? Eat like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back. All right. We'll go back to Ecclesiastes, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 1:9 in the NLT. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing new. I would say nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here is something new, but actually it is old. Nothing is ever truly new. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is ever truly, especially even if you want to get on these even if you want to get on these clowns, you know, these new covenant dudes. You see? This new name, this so-called new name, bro, a Google away. Chop that whole BS down. You see? But that's fire behavior. At least they repent. Okay? That ain't new. Niggas going off ain't new. Worshiping other gods ain't new. You see? And you got all these moving parts that's eventually gonna come to a head through the spirit. You see? So hey, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. You know, just want to hey, it's time to the apostles and elders are exhorting us to do more. You can find a lesson in anything, man. Strike while the iron is hot, man. You know? So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Ahchyam teaching about the Mayim Wa'amat. That's in sincerity and truth. Shalom.